a gentleman's revenge tale. They called him Alexander Whale, a man of perfect measure. His hair was always neatly parted to one side. His voice never rose, not even when angered. He once made money without ever having sent a single email. Handwritten letters, fountain pens, and in-person contact were his means of communication. Whale Industries was not just a business. It was his legacy. It represented something in a world that had long forgotten decency. But then there was this one guy who cared, but not necessarily the same way. Damien Crane. Crane had been Alexander's business partner, best friend, and ex-best man all those years ago. Charming, handsome, clever, a social climber in tidy, well-cut suits. But whereas Alexander saw the world as a place to rise above, Damien saw the world as a place to struggle through. And conquer, he did. In 1 year, through fake signatures, false accusations, and a cleverly concocted scandal, Damien destroyed Alexander. He claimed Whale had been embezzling funds, claimed he was unfit, mentally unstable, even. He staged breakdowns, paid witnesses, hired actors. Every document that could save Alexander mysteriously vanished. Alexander saw his empire crumble, his name dragged through the tabloids, investors growing cold, the board forcing him out. And then, the ultimate dagger. Damien purchased Whale Industries through a new holding company, and Alexander Whale disappeared. Not to run, to wait. Act I, the gentleman returns. 5 years later, London was different, but not Alexander. When he came back to the world, he came back as a ghost into a ballroom, silent, elegant, and unremarked by those two distracted speeding through life. He no longer had to be seen. He needed to be felt. Alexander had spent the years not only gaining power, but learning. He didn't buy new companies, he buried old ones. He waited in the wings and observed Damien ascend higher and higher, while silently dismantling every rock on which he stood. His first action? The art auction. High ceilings, classical music, gilded whispers, and wine glasses. That's where Damien saw him, across the room. Silver cufflinks, a hint of a smile. Alexander did not advance. He just lifted a glass, then departed. 2 days later, Damien's wife Elise received a bouquet of white tulips. No message, just a folded card with the words, "There are men who rise by stepping over others, and men who remember where they fell." The house of Crane cracks gradually but inevitably. Alexander began to dismantle Damien's universe. Financial sabotage. A secret whistleblower released internal memos from Damien's company that hinted at embezzlement, ironic, to put it mildly. The investigation cost him 2 sponsors and 3 clients. Whispers in high places. Quiet whispers were sown at exclusive clubs and charity benefits, suggesting that Damien's fortune was not as clean as it appeared. When uttered by men in tailored coats with discreet reputations, even a whisper is like a siren. Devoted Elise Crane found a leather notebook in her husband's study. It was a forgery made by Alexander, every page filled with false confessions. But to Elise, it was real. She left that night. Damien grew paranoid obsessed. He reset passwords, terminated his assistant, turned down interviews. And yet, the pressure intensified. Checkmate in velvet. The final came quietly. A private gala held in the glass tower that Damien built, the same one that now bore his name. Every guest that arrived was provided with a gift, a black envelope containing something, a duplicate of Damien's fake signature on the embezzlement documents that had ruined Alexander's career, with a legal timestamp. They had found the originals, or someone just always had them. The room was filled with confusion, then became silent. For at the top of the stairs was Alexander Whale. No fanfare, no guards, just a man in a midnight blue suit. He went down the stairs in impeccable elegance, gave a folder to the attending chief investigator, then approached Damien, pale and struggling. Alexander gave a weak smile. the kind that doesn't quite reach the eyes, and whispered, "What our difference is, Damien, is that you played to win. I played to finish." The next day, all the London newspapers had the same headline: Crane Empire collapses in scandal. Whistleblower revealed as former partner. Epilogue: a return to silence. Alexander never reclaimed the company. He did not have to. He returned to his Wellington Street townhouse, a background of soft leather armchairs, old books, and jazz low in the evenings. Every now and then, people would see him strolling by the park. Cane in tow, gloves on, tailored coat. They'd whisper, "That's the fellow who defeated Damien Crane." But his much closer acquaintances would just state, "That's the man who did not forget." And down below, in his study,